I get this question a lot, but I'm always happy to answer it. So we're doing gender creative parenting, which means we're not assuming our child's assigned sex is going to dictate their gender identity or gender expression. Their assigned sex is something that's important, part of who they are, but also something private that we would only share with close friends and immediate family. In practice, that means that we are using gender neutral language for our kid, including they, them pronouns, and trying to give them expansive options and not assuming that they're going to want to dress a certain way or have particular hobbies based on their assigned sex and our presumption of their gender identity. Part of the reason we're doing this is because we know children don't actually understand what gender is and form a relationship to it until at least the ages 2 to 5, right? That's around the time you might see kids starting to realize gender's a thing and maybe they have one and starting to express their preferences. I would liken it to introducing kids to solids. Like you wouldn't give your kid a ham sandwich the day they come out the birth canal. They're just not ready for it. But around 6 months, you can start introducing small portions and getting them, understanding that food is a concept that they could engage with. And your job is to mainly be a support person, helping them have a variety of options, figuring out if they have any allergies. I don't know what gender allergies would be, maybe dysphoria. You might notice that age range leads right up to the school years, right? So by the time our kid is school age, they will probably be able to tell us how they want to navigate school, and our job is to support them. We would have a direct conversation with them about, hey, a lot of the kids in your class are going to be girls or boys, and the school is going to have spaces for girls and spaces for boys. We would probably try to pick a school that does have robust gender neutral options and understanding of supporting gender creative kids. And if our kid still wants to use they, them pronouns and wants to use gender neutral spaces, well, then a good thing we did this parenting practice, because that itself could be their gender identity. Maybe they're non-binary. And so again, our job is to support them, to advocate with their educators and fellow parents as necessary to make sure our kid is getting an accessible and inclusive education. And we knew that our kid is at risk for being treated differently at school, not only for how we're parenting them, but also just who we are. Being a queer, trans, chosen family, we get a lot more attention for being 3 parents co-parenting together than we do for gender creative parenting at all. And gender creative parenting is something that's relatively short term, because eventually they will take the lead on how they want to live in the world, but we will always be their big queer family. If we let that stop us from having a kid in the first place or parenting the way that feels correct with our values, we would have lost out so much, because parenting has been one of the most rich, amazing relationships we've ever had with each other and with our kid. And we made a choice a long time ago to live into the truth of all that we are, even if that meant stigma or isolation. And we are building up robust communities, connecting with other gender creative parents and multi-parent families so that our kid doesn't feel so alone.